Tammy Slaton's embracing her female power after losing 440 pounds. She's now a benevolent queen who's tapping into next-level self-confidence. Tammy shares her journey on TikTok and inspires others with her good energy and playfulness. Tammy's transformed into a regal catwalk queen. She's inspiring others with her empowered attitude. Cranky Tammy is missing in action. And he see the universe when I'm the company? It's all in me. God is a woman. Ariana Grande. 1000 Love Sisters star Tammy Slaton's no shrinking violet after losing 440 pounds. Instead, she's a rose in full bloom. As Tammy revels in her thinner body and cheerier mindset, she's really tapping into her female power. Whether she's dancing, showing off stylish outfits, or just laughing at herself, she's irresistible. The crabby and temperamental diva of the past is gone, but she's still Queen Tammy. The difference is that she's a benevolent queen. She's not a tyrant. Sure, Tammy loses it sometimes, but who doesn't? Tammy's just a nicer person and she looks fabulous. In ancient Celtic mythology, God really was a woman. The pagans worshipped a goddess who had 3 faces: the Virgin, the Mother, and the Crone. As a woman moves through life from maidenhood to being a parent to growing old, she retains her power, grace, and beauty. It just manifests in different forms. Since women are the givers of life, it's not such a shocker that the Celts were awed by a female's capacity to enchant, nurture, and share wisdom. Now, Tammy's feeling herself and all the female power inside of her. Tammy's loving who she is. Tammy's TikTok is a place where she can really express herself. It's like a playground. She lets her imagination run wild. While she does, she shows the kind of bold, in-your-face confidence that she developed after dropping to 278 pounds. Now that she's much thinner, Tammy was 8XL. Now, she's 2XL. She's shed the insecurities of the past, such as the need to have a partner. In Mad Men, the iconic admin Don Draper said, "We're born alone and we die alone." He was damaged by experience and jaded to boot. But there's a grain of truth there. People love others, but sometimes they aren't a part of their lives forever. Ultimately, there's great value in finding ways to love oneself without depending on another person's opinion. It's liberating to find that self-love. It creates a strong and stable center. A person who believes in their own power, talent, and determination can weather life's ups and downs without getting too rattled. They can persevere and find ways to be happy. Tammy's finding her center, and it's so much fun to watch. In the post above, she explains that having a man isn't her priority. The queen is pansexual, and she's reported to be dating a woman named Andrea. In the past, Tammy got very wrapped up in her romances, and some of them were unhealthy. Another was totally heartbreaking. In the first category, there was a parade of feeders who wanted Tammy to be as heavy as possible. They sidetracked her, making it difficult for her to achieve her weight loss goals. One of them, Philip, was a bad influence. Then on came the heartbreak. She found a kind man, the type of guy who wrote her poetry. He was so dreamy in terms of being caring, passionate, and respectful. However, he was unable to conquer his addiction to food. Caleb Willingham lost his life due to health complications linked with supermorbid obesity. After all these ups and downs, it's not so surprising that Tammy feels strong enough to go it alone. She may actually prefer it that way. Sure, she's dating, but it doesn't seem like her relationship is her reason for being. She has other stuff going on. It's probably better for her to have this slightly self-absorbed attitude. It's better than being consumed with another human being and losing herself. Tammy enjoys TikTok, and the platform makes it so easy for her to share a point of view. In the post above, she was clearly feeling herself. She chose the song, King and Queen, and rocked a cute pair of overalls with plenty of retro charm. In her green outfit, she felt like royalty. This kind of confidence isn't bulletproof. When critics use words and memes as modern-day slings and arrows, she often feels it. In fact, at one point, Tammy told her haters to keep your mouth shut when they suggested that Tammy's appearance needed some work. Firing back at these people is probably pointless, but what else would one expect from a queen? Tammy's become a somewhat unlikely feminist icon. She's standing up for herself without an iota of hesitation. She's reaching for the stars. Some of history's most unique and astonishing women were known for their fearlessness. The late Sinead O'Connor wrote highly confessional songs and sang like an angel. She was as talented as any man on this earth. She paved the way for women like Taylor Swift and Billie Eilish. Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the notorious RBG, reigned in the courts, pushing for women's rights. She was a trailblazer who worked so hard that she had to sleep all weekend to recover. Women can be eccentric yet amazing. Tammy is, so was the gifted artist Emily Carr, who created bold paintings that celebrated the beauty of nature and indigenous cultures. In her free time, she wheeled a monkey around in a baby stroller. Jane Austen was another standout. The author of Pride and Prejudice wrote with remarkable honesty for the time. She was influenced by her British illustrator, whose Gothic images were shocking. These are this writer's queens. Everyone has their queens. Women they put on pedestals. The point is that women are brilliant, powerful, exciting, including Tammy. Female power can be awe-inspiring. Women aren't ornaments or second place. They're fabulous, intelligent, passionate. They're everything. Watching Tammy recognize her own female power and embrace its possibilities is fantastic. It's also everything. Tammy's been hurt by society's devotion to unrealistic beauty standards. Trolls don't think she's good enough, but that didn't stop her from strutting like a supermodel. Dressed in a chic dress with an inventive cut, she was a true catwalk queen. With shorter, darker hair and so much attitude, she showed the world that the old Queen Tammy is dead. Long live Queen Tammy 2.0, who inspires others with her self-love, her good energy, and her playfulness. It's almost hard to remember just how cranky Tammy was in the past. She's free of a disability. Once, she had a major league meltdown because she was afraid of getting on a ramp that led to a cabin's front door, as seen in the clip above. Now, she's free like a bird. From being housebound and barely able to move to metaphorically soaring is a big change. It's like night and day. This sense of liberation has filled the great women of history with energy and inspiration. It's powered some amazing art and achievements. Some of them, including the suffragettes, had no freedom until they made themselves free. Now it's Tammy's turn to believe in herself and make her dreams come true. It's her time to make her mark by being truly herself and sharing who she is with others. Tammy used to weigh 725 pounds. Tammy used to weigh 287 pounds. When a fan on TikTok thought they could hear Tammy's stomach gurgling, they shared that with the 1000th sister star. She was a good sport, she giggled and looked cute doing it. Gone was the pale, unhealthy-looking face of yesteryear. Tammy was flushed and vibrant as she laughed. She's gotten to a point where she laughs at a lot of things. Sure, she gets mad sometimes, but in general, she has a very good attitude. This is a woman who was basically famous for her bad attitude at one time, as well as her weight. Life's too short to be miserable. It's too full of wonders to be perennially sad. Maybe losing Caleb made Tammy realize that life's precious and fleeting. She's sucking the marrow out of her life instead of letting other people's opinions be too important. Tammy's maturing, and this manifests as happiness. The queen is acting regal at last. She's showing a little nobility of spirit. Tammy's not down in the dirt anymore. Who she is now is a likable and sweet woman who's got everything to offer and a bright future. Sources: Tammy Slaton /Instagram, Tammy Slaton /Instagram, Tammy Slaton /Instagram, Tammy Slaton /Instagram. Subscribe the channel.